Hi, this is Kevin Morrow. I'm going to make a quick screencast here of how I use Google and Google Maps in my elementary PE classes with my pedometer activity, how I measure miles and drop some spot markers and kind of keep track of the activity itself. First thing you have to do is go to Google Maps once you have your Google account set up and click on My Places, and it'll load all of the maps up that you have made. If you haven't made any, then you'll want to create a new map. So I'm going to create a map, and I'm going to give it a title here. Okay, I'll just call this a test, and then you can put a description in here if you want to as well, where the description is. And then you want to pick a destination, perhaps where you want to start. And so we'll just kind of zoom in here on the map a little bit and find a good place just for demonstration purposes where we want to start. And let's just say we're going to start in Wichita, Kansas. So I'm just going to go up here to the top. I'm still in edit mode, okay? So I can go ahead and use any of these tools at the top. So I'm going to grab the spot marker, and I can just drag it wherever I want it to go. And I'm going to click where I want to drop that marker. So I'm going to drop it right there. And it gives me a title box up here if I want to put something in it. So we'll just call this our starting point right there. And notice how it puts it down here on the left-hand toolbar. And I'll just hit OK. And let's say we're going to go to St. Louis. From Wichita to St. Louis, I'm going to take another marker, and I'm going to drop it over here on St. Louis, and I'll show you another example of how on these markers, if you don't like that or you want to change it up a little bit, you can grab another marker. There's some preset markers here that you can use, and we'll just grab something a little bit different, and we'll change that over to the horse, and we'll say this is our ending point, or whatever you're using your markers for. And I'll say OK there. Inside of the markers option, you can also put your own icons in there. You can add some different icons. You can get icons from the web as well if you want to. We won't get into that right now, but those are some options for you. So I'm going to click back off of that. And so there's my markers. Okay. And we'll find our other marker here. I'm just dragging the map around a little bit. You just click, hold, and drag to move your map. I'm going to draw a line, maybe for a certain number of miles that perhaps my class has traveled. So I'm going to click on the line tool and get this crosshairs. And come down here and say we're going to start near Wichita. And I'm going to click where I want to start drawing. I'm going to start drawing that line towards St. Louis. Maybe we went 83 miles today in class. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to click it one more time. And I'm not going to put a title in there because I'm going to continue to use that line the way I use it in class, and that line will be updated on a weekly basis. If I want to change the color of that line, I'll give that line a title. We'll call that second grade. So I'm going to put a title in there, and maybe I want to change that to a different color. So I'll click on this color icon, and we'll say we're going to make that a red color. If I want to make that line a little bit fatter, I'm going to change this number on the line width, maybe make that a 10. Maybe I want it to be a little deeper red, so I'm going to change that to like 65. And that'll darken things up and thicken that line up a little bit, make it easier to see. And then if you want to continue to add lines, you just come back up to the line drawing tool, come to here, and I'll draw another line. We'll just drop that kind of right beside the other one. I'm going to draw another line out here. Maybe we'll go a little bit further this time. Click it again, and then one more time to get your text box to come up, and we'll call that third grade. And I want that to be a different color, so I'm going to change colors of that line. We'll make that one black. And we'll just leave the settings the same on that one. And we'll say OK on that. And so that's how you put lines on the map. Now, I put my lines on the map one week. I want to come back the next week and update those lines. So obviously when I'm done today, I'm going to say save and done. Okay. And maybe I'll just go all the way out so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to go back to my places. It's all saved. So here you'll see our test map shows up here with our other maps. I want to go back to that map. Okay, so I'm going to click on that map again. It goes back to that map. And I want to go back into edit mode to extend those lines. So I'm going to go click on edit, and I'm just going to come down here, and I'm going to extend this line out a little bit further towards our destination, whatever those miles were that the kids exercised. And I'll say OK, and I'll drop that one, and I'll go ahead and extend this one out a little bit further. Maybe they went a long ways. And I'll click on it one more time, and I'm done there. So I'm all done. I'm going to save it. Okay. and I'm done with that. Now, I'm going to go back to my places, and I'm going to show you how to embed this quickly on a web page. You'll have to use a widget with whatever web paging application that you're using. You'll have to use a widget to get it embedded, to embed that code. So I'm going to try to show you how to do that here really quick. But you're going to go back to my places, and what I have found is you've got to go all the way back to Google to get that HTML to load up. So like, just go back to Google like you're coming into it fresh to your maps again, and just refresh that back, okay, and start all over back on your maps and go back to my places again, and it gives you that embed code a little bit easier, I think, or that's the way I've had to do it. So here's my test map. I'm going to come back into my test map, and I'm going to click on my test map, pull that up, and everything should come up the way it was. And then I'm going to click on this link right here, and right here you're going to get your embed code where it says customize and preview embedded map. So I'm going to click on that, and this is where your embed size, you can make it a small, a medium, a large map. You can change your settings here and make it a custom size map to fit on your web page. You got to scroll down here to the bottom, and all of this is your HTML code that you need to embed. So I just triple clicked on that to highlight it all, and then you just go copy. You're going to copy that code, and you're going to put it in that widget wherever you need it to go. So that's just a quick screencast of how I get Google Maps to work for me in my elementary PE classes, and how I get those miles to be measured using lines. And hopefully that's enough to kind of get you started just playing with Google Maps a little bit. So thanks for listening.